Yo, what is going on? This is Unbounded. Welcome again. I'm your host as always, and along with me, I got my boy Isaac. What's going on, dog?
I'm good. PD Williams is back on Impact.
Wow.
Yeah. His Canadian Destroyer looks as effective as ever. Why? Because it actually works. How about that?
Well, at least somebody uses the Canadian Destroyer to actually pin people.
I would say a Canadian Destroyer that actually does its job. How about that?
You know, I know we had a conversation we want to talk about, but I do want to bring that up. And
do we really? Come on.
But here's
I'm
starting to understand what a lot of these veterans, and I know a lot of people don't care for his takes, but in a sense, I kind of understand where Cornette's coming from now.
I mean, you listen to his podcast, so I mean,
every now and then I do listen to his podcast, but I understand where he's coming from when you talk about moves that are being used by everybody, and it makes it lose its luster. And one of the situations I think of is dives. I love a good dive here and there. I mean, the dive is for the pop. We all know, but when everybody's doing it, how special really is it if everybody's doing it? And in a more anti-WWE fashion, you think of Hell in a Cell. We had 4 Hell in a Cell matches in 3 or 4 days. 1 on Friday, 2 on Sunday, and then 1 on Monday.
The one on Sunday, the one on Friday, I watched. That's what I want to talk about. That the pay-per-view on Sunday, because I watched that and I'm like, something is missing from this.
Roman.
Like, it wasn't that, and then it was like something.
It wasn't bad though. Like I'm not saying the show was bad. Credit. It wasn't bad.
No, don't get me wrong. The show wasn't bad. The show was not bad. I did not hate the show. I was just watching it. I was watching it bored. I was bored. I was kind of watching it. I wasn't watching to laugh at it, because that's part of the reason why I do watch WWE pay-per-views. But like, I watched it because I'm like, is this like? It felt like there was a giant gaping hole missing from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And his name was Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember, this is the first pay-per-view that we've seen. Roman Reigns has been in every single Thunderdome pay-per-view.
Yeah,
he wasn't advertised for SummerSlam, but he made his return to SummerSlam, and since that night, he's been on every single pay-per-view. So I understand the sentiment of how Roman's absence to the show really made a
impact.
It made a difference. Now I have to say, I don't think I've seen a bad Thunderdome pay-per-view. There have been some that have been meh. But I wouldn't say I haven't seen anything to the extent of the Saudi shows or December to Dismember.
Yeah, that
there have been some really good ones.
Those Saudi shows were always terrible. Those Saudi shows were always terrible.
They had it like they were terrible, but you had a few gems out there. Like the Mansoor matches were always fun. The first one was probably the best one, and that was mid at best.
What the first
Saudi show? That was Greatest Royal Rumble, actually.
The one Australia show they did was better.
It was better than all the Saudi shows. I agree.
Combined.
Because that was when we had Cedric versus Buddy,
Cedric versus Buddy when Buddy won the title.
I think
Ronda was also on that pay-per-view. I think Ronda was also on that pay-per-view. 2018, if you really think about it, was a really solid year for wrestling in general.
Yeah.
Like, you had the Gargano Ciampa trilogy. You had, which all those matches were good. You had all of the You had Ronda, the year of Ronda Rousey. You know, you had Becky Lynch doing her thing. It was like a really Kenny Omega winning the title from Okada. Everything going on with Kenny, everything going on with Bullet Club. Well, not with Bullet Club, but you know, with Kenny, the Bucks, Ibushi, all that good stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, you had some pretty solid stuff. So,
before I know you got this question, but I wanted to bring this up to sit right in my face.
Right.
So you see my name.
Yeah. Bobby Ashley.
So the reason why my name is Bobby Ashley today, it's because of the new thing that the IWC is going off about. So Kenice Mobley is one of the newer. She's one of the. You remember it? I think I posted in the group that they hire 3 or 4 black women to be on the writing team.
Okay.
So she's one of the black women that were hired. So I don't know why people are now just realizing this, but this has been a known fact for a while. Big Show even talked about this well before he left the company. That WWE hires a lot of people who don't have pro wrestling experience.
Right.
To one extent, I understand why people are mad about it. And then on the other hand, I understand why they do it. And it's a theory that I have. It's called blank slate theory. So my theory of blank slate is I kind of learned this going through band in college. You have an easier chance of molding a person when they don't have an idea of what's going on in the first place. Right. Let's say I go to a job and I have all the experience in the world and I know how things work, but I don't know how they work it, but I know about the situation and you don't know about the situation. Who do you think is going to be easier to teach?
Someone with a blank slate.
Right. So in a situation, this person with a blank slate on pro wrestling is going to be easier to mold into what you want for your product. Is that always the best thing possible? No. But I'm not the one paying bills. So I'm not going to lose sleep over that. So basically, this is what she says. Yes, I have been hired by WWE. Given things that you know about me and my entire life, what I'm into, yes, that's surprising. Yes, also surprised me they did not require me to know anything about wrestling, but I do have a background in film production and comedy writing. They're like, perfect, come on in. So, also, she did not know Bobby Lashley's name. So this is the quote that she made about Bobby Lashley, which brings into the name. So I'm on the Monday Night Raw team, she added. So there's Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, and the people I know there are on it are Bobby. His name is either Bobby Ashley or Bobby Lashley. And I really should know that. He's like this giant black guy, and he and the people who are part of his crew know what they call, or at least as of last year, they called themselves the Hurt Business. The Hurt Business, they wear suits and like we're cool.
I mean, blank slate.
I understand it. Do I wholeheartedly agree? No, but again, I understand it. I mean, the Bobby Ashley thing was kind of funny, so that's why I went ahead and did the name. But it's Vince's toy. He's going to play with it whether the way he wants to. Because who's going to stop him? He's making money hand over fist, regardless of what. And this is one of the things I really kind of began to understand. WWE doesn't gauge their success the same way the internet gauges their success. When the internet wants to talk about how WWE's failing and blah, 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 they want to look at the also inaccurate Nielsen ratings. the oh so inaccurate Nielsen ratings, which are it's a sample size, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Anybody who's taken statistics know the difference between a population and a sample. And for those who do not know the difference between a population and a population is the entire count of people. A sample is a group of people that were selected within the population. So that number where you see that Raw gets what I want to say they got like a 1.8. No, they probably got like a 1.7 this week. I'm pretty sure that if you look at the entire population, you probably got more around 2.5, almost 3 million that watched. And that doesn't even count the people who, I don't watch it. I just follow it through YouTube or whatever, or you will hear about it. I know Isaac, he only hears about it through me. I'm talking about it. And then I know there's something that I think he might like, and I may be wrong at times. I'll say, look, this is what's going on. You may want to check. And then he'll say, okay, that was cool. Or why did you make me watch that? I'm like, oop, my bad. And then it's so many different things that go into the ratings where it's not accurate. And for people to sit here and constantly wait for Clownvarez to make his tweet every week, and then the unnecessariness begins. It's a circus.
It is.
But one company gets all the excuses, then the other company gets all the jokes for some people, and vice versa. Because I've seen it on both sides. I'm very impartial with that. Let's do this, and then we'll get to your question.
All right. What you got?
So we're black.
I mean, yeah. Spoiler alert to anybody who didn't know.
If you didn't know, I'm a black guy.
Yeah.
But
for those of you listening,
Rasslin,
for those of you listening to this over audio, yeah, we're both African American.
Black Rasslin podcast put out their Black Rasslin 50. The BRP 50 are, in their opinion, the top 50 black professional wrestlers currently.
Right.
I've seen names that span it from WWE to AEW to Impact Wrestling to I saw some Ring of Honor. I do believe there was some independent guys in here as well, but we're going to look at these. We're going to look at the names. So starting at number 50, I don't know who this guy is, but Timmy Lou Raton, Renaissance Tag Champion. Is currently, so it's an independent guy. Number 49 is O'Shea Edwards.
Okay.
Number 48 is Naomi.
Okay.
47, Trey Miguel.
Nice.
46,
nice.
Queen Aminata. She's in Game Changer. She was the game. Oh, she's current GCW Women's Champion.
Nice.
Les Moriarty.
Lee Moriarty.
Lee Moriarty. My fault. I thought that. I don't know why I saw an S there.
Yeah, Lee Moriarty. He's good. He's wrestled Warhorse a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, him and Warhorse have got into it.
Shout out to my boy JTG. I was watching. I'm watching a bunch of old Raw clips, and it was like they were doing this thing with Shelton Benjamin and the World's Greatest Tag Team. So Charlie Haas came over there and told Shelton Benjamin told Crown Time how they're disrespecting the black people and bringing back all these black stereotypes. And then JTG takes his hat off and starts code switching. And was just, he killed it. I was like, oh snap, why did I not remember this stuff? 43, Savannah Evans. 42, the so fine Marty Bell. Oh my gosh, Marty Bell, I love her.
You know JTG's in NWA now, right?
Yes. Isn't he? He has a belt, doesn't he? I haven't been to watch, but I know he had a belt at one point. 41, Caden Carter. Number 40, Ricky, Pretty Ricky, Ricochet. Why you ugly?
Like, seriously?
Yeah, he's number 40. Which he's in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I don't know if you knew.
Yeah, I heard.
Number 39, the newly retired ACH.
Okay, that's pretty good. He's got a good career.
38, Ember.
Yeah, he's not. He's not a. I'm on Wikipedia right now. He's not a champion.
Who?
What's his name?
Okay, he must have recently lost it then.
Well, no, because it's vacant. The NWA National Championship is vacant.
Oh, well, interesting.
Because Chris Masters vacated it like almost a month ago.
Oh, I wonder why. Number 37, R-Truth.
Okay.
36, Trish Adora. She's a Pan-African World Diaspora Wrestling Champion. 35, Powerhouse Will Hobbs. I like Will Hobbs better.
By the way, you said your AEW fit is almost done? What do you got?
Well, all I got to do now is buy a light blue denim jacket.
You're going as Orange Cassidy.
I told you I was doing. You told me to do it.
You said you were going to get a Hobbs shirt.
But you told me to go as Orange Cassidy, so I said, "Bet I'll do it." So I already bought my
when did I
Orange
say
Cassidy
this?
first coming in Monday.
When did I say this?
On the last episode.
Sorry,
it's because I said say I won't. No, matter of fact, it was Breon because I was like, say I won't go as Orange Cassidy.
Okay, because I know I didn't say that. That sounds like something Breon would say.
So Breon egged me on, so I'm going as Orange Cassidy.
Okay.
Number 34, Nyla Rose. 33, Jay Lethal.
Yeah, he should be a little higher on that. Well, it depends on who the rest of them are, but he should be a little higher on there.
Let's continue. 32, Shelton Benjamin. Yeah. 31, Calvin Tankman.
Yeah, Tank's good.
Yeah, I've seen actually watch. I finally got to see him wrestle, so he's good.
He competed in Bloodsport a couple of Bloodsports ago. He was in there. He's good.
Number 30, Shane Taylor.
Yeah, Ring of Honor staple.
6-man tag champion.
Yep, former Ring of Honor World Television Champion.
Didn't he win the Pure Champ title at one point?
That's Jonathan Gresham.
I knew he'll be here in a second.
He's got to be on that list.
He's got to be.
29,
Wes Lee.
Okay, that's fair.
28, my boy Swerve, Isaiah Swerve Scott.
You mean Shane Strickland?
No, it's Killshot.
Oh, right.
Number 27, Tasha Steeles.
Okay.
Number 26, Willie Mack.
Mac is good.
Moving on to 25, Scorpio Sky, a guy that I really feel like should be a singles guy, but I'm not mad at the tag team he's in.
Jay Lethal should be higher. Really think Jay Lethal, no offense to Scorpio, but I think Jay Lethal should be higher than that.
I mean, I really wonder what they base this on, because a lot of the guys on this list already have accolades with titles, and so far Scorpio Sky is the first one I've seen without a title, without any championships.
Well, he is part of the first ever tag team champions in AEW.
But yeah, this is based on 2020.
Oh, that's fair.
So by the time they lost those, he kind of, it wouldn't matter. Number 24, Big Swole.
Okay.
She's the current Phoenix of Rise champion, actually.
She's had that thing for a long time, mostly
since
because Rise,
October 2019.
Yeah, mostly because Rise can't do anything right now.
Okay.
But
23, Kiera Hogan.
Nice.
22.
Wait.
Huh?
No, it's cool. Continue.
Myron Reed.
Okay.
21, Leon Ruff. A little high.
No. That's way too high.
I think he deserves this spot on this list, but I would switch him.
Not above Jay Lethal.
I would switch him in Lethal.
Not above Jay Lethal.
20 Keith Lee.
Okay,
Get well, big dog.
yeah.
Hope everything's good with him. 19 Xavier Woods.
I'm low-key upset about that now. Why is Leon Ruff is higher than Jay Lethal?
Yeah. And then 18 is Red Velvet.
Some of these people are way too high. I
like them,
but they're way too high
for me too. So definitely Red Velvet and Leon is a little high up there for me.
Now, for those listening or watching, that's not a knock on them because
I agree. I don't think I've read anybody on this list that does not deserve their name to be recognized on this list.
Exactly. It's just that Jay Lethal,
the placement.
It's just think about what Jay Lethal has done in his career. For multiple time X Division champion.
Now, what has he done this year? Because I know. I
know. Well, he last year in 2020 he was one half of the tag champs with Jonathan Gresham.
All right, so there is our.
Which is fair. And to be fair, what's his name? Leon Ruff. I guess Leon Ruff did.
He was 25-day
North American champion
that nobody saw coming.
Right. Which works, but Red Velvet, come on.
Yeah, I don't see.
Aside from that,
I mean, if we want to leave Leon there, we could have switched Jay Lethal and Red Velvet.
Can you call that a banger? That she had with her and Cody had with Jade and Shaq.
I wouldn't say banger, but it was fun. I would say it was
fun. No, I thought it was fun too, but I'm just saying, like, it's a little high. Still, point is, it's a little high.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else? What does she got?
All right, so number 17, Cedric Alexander.
Fair.
Number 16,
considering the year he had, it's a little high, but I'm encapsulating their entire career or what I know about them.
Yeah.
Cedric is good in that spot. Jay Lethal should be higher. Leon, well, we've been through that.
I'm realizing all the AEW guys and girls on this list outside of Nyla just have their name there. Like, there's no titles, there's no championships, because Jade Cargill is number 16, who I'm a big fan of.
I mean, yeah, I'm a fan too, but
again, I need to know what the criteria is when they're ranking these people.
Yeah, because it's not a bad list. It's not a bad list. Just some of it's a little too high. Wait, what?
15 is Ricky Starks. He's black.
No,
I didn't realize it at first, but yeah, he's black.
Does he have a logic thing going?
What you mean?
Like
because he's not walking around saying, "You guys, I'm mixed, right?"
I know, but I'm just saying, like, he's black, but like light. Is he got the Drake thing going? Is it more of a Drake thing?
I would say more of a J. Cole thing.
All right, very well. His hair is like that must be from his other half because that
it might be. I mean, usually mixed people.
I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying it's like, oh, it's just
a lot of mixed people do have hair. That their texture in their hair is pretty similar to that because I know quite a few. I mean, I got relatives and everything like that too. So it's nothing new.
That's fair.
Number 14, Angelo Dawkins. Dang, they won a whole year as champion. Well, yeah, no, almost a whole year's with the championship. Number 13, AJ Gray. Definitely the strongest, probably the best lariat I've seen out of modern pro wrestlers.
How much do you know about Ruckus?
Who?
Never mind. No.
Number 12, Jonathan Gresham.
That's way too low.
Champion.
Whoever is 11 through 10 better be strong.
Well, 11 is Leo Rush. I would definitely put him over Leo.
Yeah. Jonathan had a banger year. He didn't resurrect it. Ring of Honor resurrected the Pure Championship, and he's the first guy to have it. I think he still has it. Like, I mean, something.
They just put the top 10 out. Where is the top 10?
What was I looking for?
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Um,
So number 10, Apollo. Based on this year, Intercontinental Champion and United States Champion. He held both titles within this time period.
All right.
He was
Jonathan Gresham. Jonathan.
He was ranked 22 last year, jumped all the way up to 10. That's how big his year was this year. And I saw a lot of people. WWE put out a post on Twitter saying who is the breakout superstar of this year, and I think if it's not Bianca, it's Apollo.
Jonathan Gresham is still Ring of Honor pure champion at 305 days.
Good point. Number 9, Kofi.
Fair.
He dropped from number 1 last year. Number 8, Rich Swann.
Yeah, Swan. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Number 7, MVP.
What?
That's a jump, bro. He was 48 last year.
Why is he that high?
Because I think a lot of what he's there because of what he's done. MVP throughout this whole WWE pandemic era, MVP has been the no pun intended MVP of WWE. Think about everything MVP has done. Not even just with Hurt Business. Look who the Hurt Business has affected around him. We just talked about how Apollo had one of the greatest years of his entire not one of the greatest year in all of his WWE time. What he's doing right now is exponentially better than what he was doing in NXT. Nobody can debate me on that because he was doing nothing in NXT but having semi-pointless matches, and the only feud he had, he lost to Baron Corbin. So again, the kickstart to Apollo's run started with his feud with Bobby Lashley. And who was behind all that? P. So I agree here. I am 100% for giving MVP his flowers. MVP has been if MVP did not sign that contract with WWE, I do not believe we'd have this run of black people being champions as long as we had it. We have gone since March of 2020 with at least one.
Right.
And that started with the Street Profits. And we're going to go at least into SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Because not only that, we already making history in Money in the Bank. When was the last time you seen in WWE that there was 2 black men wrestling for the WWE Championship?
Wait, a Money in the Bank? Who's wrestling for it?
Kofi and Lashley. They've been building this for a few.
No, I know. It's just all right.
But when have you ever seen that happen? Don't hurt yourself. It hasn't. So I've been wanting this representation for years. I remember going on an individual that blocked me a few years ago, and he asked, what was one thing you want for WWE to do better? I was like, representation. If we get representation, I feel like I'll be semi-satisfied. Yeah, there's things I don't like about what's going on in WWE. But the fact that we're getting the representation that we've seen TNA/Impact do for years.
I was literally about to bring that up.
No, you don't have to. I was only going to do it.
Exactly.
If TNA/Impact has been doing this.
They made
Truth is a 2-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
You're beating me by like half a second here, bro. Like, come on. But he's right. Truth is a 2-time. I think we forget that he is a 2-time NWA World Champion.
The only recognized unless I'm incorrect. I haven't seen any other.
There was one in the 60s, but that was the 60s. So.
I don't think that was. I think it was Bobo, right?
Yeah, in the
Bobo
60s.
Brazil, but I didn't see. I don't know if that's recognized.
Yeah, because it was in the 60s.
So there you have it. So I mean, if you let's just go ahead and give Bobo Brazil his flowers. So in this case, he's the second, and there hasn't been anybody else do it since Truth. By the time Lashley got there, it was the Impact Championship. Or was it
well, it was the TNA. It was the TNA World Heavyweight Championship.
So there you go, and he won that multiple times.
Yes,
and we see how they've had the Jay Lethals in there.
Well, Jay Lethal never became world champion,
but
I see. But multiple time X-Division
but
champion.
You saw them in prominent roles.
Yeah,
I'm not the type of person that says every single black person needs to win the World Heavyweight Championship.
Well, like I said, you had him. You had Kenny King. You had Kenny King. You had Low Key, multiple time X-Division champion.
I keep forgetting Low Key's black, bro.
Come on, bro.
No, I'm sorry.
Like Low Key, multiple time. Low Key, first ever. I think people forget this. Low Key is the first ever Ring of Honor world champion. Did you know that?
So Ring of Honor has been doing it.
The first ever. You're just starting a company, and the first guy you put the belt on is
a black man. So yes, we understand that WWE is behind the 8 ball.
And then on top of that,
better late than never.
On top of that, speaking of Ring of Honor, the person with the longest combined reigns in Ring of Honor as Ring of Honor World Champion, Jay Lethal.
There you go. So, like I said, I mean, we understand that WWE's late to the party. That's fine.
Like way late.
I'd rather you be late than never.
Right.
The fact that WWE's now getting to this late, but I appreciate the fact that you didn't say, well, we didn't get to it now, we're not going to do it anytime soon.
Right. Although,
and now you see that the representation goes through all 3 brands.
Yeah. Although some people would know when they see what happens to Naomi, they think otherwise. You can't tell me. I mean, they do. They do.
Didn't but she just got the win back.
Oh, you're right. You're right. No, you're right.
People overreact so much.
You are right. But I'm saying, as far as prominence goes, people say they'll see Naomi, they'll see all these people have been champion before, and then they'll see Bobby Lashley's world champion, but then they'll see Naomi, lose in a way she shouldn't. WWE
so racist that they waited to fire Velveteen Dream. They waited a whole year to fire Velveteen Dream, but they're so racist.
That was wild. I mean, I'm not calling them racist. I didn't call them racist, but I called them wrong. I call them wrong. Like, they should have fired them a long time ago because they knew what was up.
I still have questions about the whole situation.
Yeah.
But that's neither here or there. Let's move back to number 6.
Yeah, 6.
Number 6, Montez.
Fair. This is as of 2020, based on what you've done in 2020, right?
The Dashing Chris Bay.
Yeah.
Again, it goes back to what they've done and how.
I'm sure I think this is in terms of workers. Because if it's weird,
that'd be even more of a controversial topic because everyone's opinion on who's a good wrestler is very varied. Because I know that you're a big Karrion the Cross fan, Killer Cross, and I've seen a lot of takes within the last month about people that don't really care for his work, which is why I do believe that he will be better received with the bigger group, because he reminds me of a bit of a Randy Orton in his work.
I watched that video of him coming out in main event, and people say, "Oh, you took away his Adam Cole." They said, and no, what's his name? Kazim, whatever his name is, said, "Freaking Adam Cole." I guess Adam Cole was right. I said, I mean,
they didn't watch him at Impact.
Exactly.
I literally was at your house watching him at Impact, so I know.
He literally did the same thing he did. The entrance he had at main event is exactly what he would do on Impact.
NXT is the only ones that give him entrance like that.
The only ones. And guess what that did? Guess what him coming out like that at Impact didn't do? Lessen how dangerous he is and how great of a worker he is.
Right.
And obviously these people don't watch. And obviously these people don't watch Bloodsport. They obviously don't watch Bloodsport either.
No.
Or they didn't do what I did and watch every single video on his YouTube channel.
Fans overreact to simple things, and then they create these biases in their head, and this is why we're in the situation that we're in.
Yeah.
It never fails.
By the way, I did actually do that. I actually watched every single video on his YouTube channel.
You're a fan. You're like you're on his council. Or whatever he offered your spot at.
I mean, hang on, let me find it. I mean, you're not wrong. You don't have to say it out loud. You're not wrong. I mean, it's not like I went to New York and got met the guy.
You did. You have a whole picture with him.
Yeah.
Number 4, Big E, Lank Stunt.
Yeah.
Yes, if you see this Big E, I have my hand is straight to the point where it's bent. Number 3, Bianca Belair.
Fair. Very good.
Number 2, Bobby Lashley.
Sasha's number 1, isn't she?
Yes. Hey, bro. Sasha killed it last year, bro.
Wait, go through the top 5 again.
Top 5. 5 was Chris Bay.
Okay.
I didn't say that I did skip over Chris Bay. So okay. 5 was Chris Bay, 4 okay. Big E, okay. 3 Bianca, okay. 2 Lashley, okay. and then 1 Sasha.
All right, very well. I think Jay. All right, so problems with this list. Not a bad list. Jay should be higher. Gresham should be higher. Those are the only issues I have with this list. Other than that, it's a good list.
All right, you had a question.
I
know you listen to the What Culture folk.
Yes, I'm more of a Hamflet guy than a Sidgwick guy. Although I do, some of Sidgwick's takes on AEW are very, very interesting, and then some of his predictions are very good. And when I watch AEW, I'm like, oh yeah, like hey, Sidgwick called that. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm more of a cultaholic guy.
I know you told me. So speaking of AEW, I want to talk to you about our trip after the show. So one of they did a podcast today where they were asking questions where Twitter fans got to ask questions to Hamflet and Wilborn. So one of the questions they asked was what has been your favorite match of 2021? And I wanted to pose that to you. What has been your favorite match of 2021?
My favorite match of 2021.
In any promotion.
Ooh, this is tough, bro.
I already know mine. So
you talk about yours because I got to think.
Mine, I have a couple. But like Dax Harwood versus Jungle Boy was good on AEW. That one was good.
Dax might be the best wrestler in that wearing, bro. I don't know.
That was good. I did like the triple threat at Mania. I did like that with Roman, Edge, and Bryan. I watched a match last week that was really good, and I want to make sure I don't butcher the names who were in it because it was really good. It was good. It was Utami Hayashishida versus Shuri in Stardom for the World of Stardom Championship. A lot of podcasts are calling that match of the year. It was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, but so far my favorite match of the year is Josh Alexander versus TJP and a 1 hour Iron Man match for the X Division Championship. So what?
I knew you were gonna bring that up.
It was good.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything better than that because it was strictly like Impact took. I don't know why people keep sleeping on Impact like they don't have great matches, and this was one of them. Now it's probably not going to get a 5-star rating from Dave. It should,
which I don't care about his ratings.
But you know what I mean. What I mean. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Maybe it's just me and the fact that I just don't understand why people wait for a guy to make his opinion about a wrestling match to gauge how they feel about a match. I was like,
so here's the thing.
In the words of my old cohort James, that's one man's opinion.
Here's the thing about that, because I've looked at that list of all the matches that he's rated at least 5 stars, and I've watched some of them, and some of them are pretty good because some of them are from the All Japan in the 90s when you had the 4 pillars of Japanese wrestling and going like full throttle. And
that's the style.
I know, but I'm saying like the style was that, but I'm saying some of those matches were really good. And this one,
and I guess that's my thing with him is like when you kind of establish your style that you like, it's going to really gauge how you judge and match. So when you put those elements into the match, it's going to make you more. It's gonna make it more easier for you to give it a higher ranking. Because you look at some of the matches that should be talked about as the greatest matches of all time, there are some matches up there that aren't going to be 4 stars on his ratings list. Well, I really wonder when he rated Rock versus Austin, not Austin, Rock versus Hogan.
I know what's his name. I know Mitsuhiro Misawa has the most with 25 5-star matches.
Kenny's up there, isn't he?
Well, we talked about this. Kenny has like 18.
He's like second, right?
No, he's not even that high. Kabashi is second. We talked about this.
He'll get there. I'm making a prediction right now. Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page at at All Out.
That's
going to be a 5-star match.
No, it is. It is
probably 6.
Even without let's forget Dave for a second. That match alone on story and build and all that good stuff is probably going to get 5 stars. It's going to be great anyway. It's going to be that great anyway.
As long as the story is good, man. Give me a good story. That's all I ask for.
So what was this? So yeah, Josh. Impact said they took Josh Alexander. They took 2 guys, and Josh Alexander and TJP, which you know how good TJP is. You know, you took him and said, "Here, go out here, have a 1-hour banger. Put him in there for a 60-minute Ironman match," and they went in there, and that's exactly what he did. All right, so here's the list. Misawa has 25. By the way, he has 25, and he passed away, unfortunately, in 2009, so he couldn't go higher than that. He is 25. Kenta Kobashi has 23. Toshiaki Kawada and Kazuchika Okada are tied at 21 at third. Kenny Omega has 17. He's 5th with 17.
Okay.
Kota Ibushi is tied at 9th with 13. Tanahashi has 14. Ospreay has 16, right behind Kenny Omega. Ospreay's had some bangers. So, anyway, what about you? What about you? What's your
Walter versus Ciampa?
That was really
Stand
good.
and Deliver.
That was good.
Another one, Cesaro versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania Backlash. Horrible name. Amazing match. It was one in AEW that I really enjoyed too.
I said mine from AEW was Dax and
Heyman Page versus Cage. That's probably the best Brian Cage
Double or Nothing. On Double or Nothing. Wait, You didn't like Cage versus Elgin at Slammiversary in 2018?
I did, but I still gotta go with Page and Cage. They killed it, man. I still feel like that was the best match of that card. They came out swinging, boy.
They did. All right. Then the other question was, what is the biggest wrestling pop you've ever experienced, live and in person? You go first.
This is gonna sound crazy. And if Breon was here, he could vouch. It was at a house show.
Okay.
AJ Styles versus John Cena in a Extreme Rules match on a Monday night, the last house show before WrestleMania 35. We missed Raw to watch SmackDown's house show. Amazing night. Got to see Oscar for the first time too.
Nice.
On TV, I'm gonna have to say Daniel Bryan turning on the Wyatt family in that cage match.
I forget he did join them for a little bit.
Well, because he had to. But yeah, that's me.
Me, TV, when the Undertaker returned. So it was when the Undertaker returned at what was it? When he returned before SummerSlam 2015, when he returned like low blow Brock and then choke slammed him.
Oh,
you know, like when Brock was facing Seth.
Okay,
Brock.
I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Seth had won the title from Brock at
wasn't that SummerSlam?
No, Brock and
that was the build to SummerSlam.
Yeah, but it was the pay-per-view before SummerSlam.
Yep, I know someone now.
That Brock had faced Seth, and then in the main event, Taker surprised him, and I'm watching it at my buddy's house, and it happens, and I see it, and I hear the bell. I'm like freeze. Then it happens again, and I jump back, like the TV tried to fall on top of me after the second one, and then I show up and I lost my mind. To be fair, I had been drinking a little bit, but still.
Man, that's one person I wish I would have been able to see in action. Maybe if I was going to wrestling shows before I started in 2012.
Then in person, gotta be watching Okada beat Jay in the Garden. Like in that match, there was not a soul in the Garden, which was sold out, by the way. There was not a soul in that building that wanted Jay to win that match. Everybody wanted Okada to walk away with that belt. And when he did, the whole place just erupted. It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Second to that is probably when Gable beat Andrade in that when Gable beat Andrade.
Oh, the last SmackDown we went to.
Yeah. Everybody was really
I actually forget we've seen Andrade.
Yeah. And then but yeah, that also, it wasn't a pop, it was an anti-pop, but I do remember the crowd was like latched onto it. Matt Taven winning the world championship, winning the Ring of Honor World Championship in a ladder match between him, Jay Lethal, and Marty Scurll. Everybody wanted Marty to win because we thought he was due. And Matt Taven did it, and he had the entire Garden in the palm of his hand like a true master at work. It was really good.
I remember the times when people like Marty Scurll.
Yeah, weird. But yeah, so yeah, those are mine. Anyway, what else we got? I should probably keep in mind I have to be at work at 5 a.m, which is going to suck.
Yeah. So off the wrestling now. So I wanted to bring this up. This is like the biggest thing I really want to talk about, because if you see the title of the episode today, it's called Representation.
Yeah.
So Monique, last month actually, she put a video out on Instagram, basically saying that she wanted women to stop wearing bonnets, slippers, and pajamas to airports and other public spaces.
I mean, she's right. It looks.
So she is some quotes from it. It took me a minute to say what I'm getting ready to say, because I want to make sure I'm not saying this from a place of judgment, and that I'm saying it from a place of love. Some of y'all have given the title of me of auntie, and I'm honored to do that. But there are times where auntie has to talk to y'all babies and say some real stuff. So she goes and says that she wants young sisters. she saw young sisters wearing head bonnets, scarves, slippers, and pajamas, and blankets wrapped around them at airports. I've been seeing it, and not just at the airport. I've been seeing it at the store and the mall. And she added, when did we lose our pride in representing ourselves? When did we slip away? So that's the question I really wanted to get to. When did we lose pride in representing ourselves? And so Monique is focusing on women and wearing bonnets and stuff like that. I am a man, so I'm going to shift it a little bit.
Do-rags.
Do-rags. You are already on it. Do-rags. And so I've seen it. I mean, and do-rags. I mean, you've seen dudes wearing bonnets now. I'm getting ready to buy myself a little head wrap, but it's a head wrap. So it's not like I'm wearing a bonnet. I'm going to, if I need to use it, I'm going to tie it up nicely. But usually when you see me out, I have my hair up in the ponytail, one locked down to the side like that, and got the little braid bead on it, and I'm out the way. But I've gotten to the point now where I feel like I need to look like somebody when I walk outside the house.
Right.
Because I have personal
pride
in myself, saying that, look, I'm not just some regular Joe Blow down the block. I'm Ed. People actually know me more now. I got kids that walk around, and I've been minding my business, and I've had kids that I know see me. You think I'm gonna just walk around a house, walk outside in some pajamas and a do-rag? What is that? Could you imagine seeing one of your teachers from elementary, middle, or high school looking a hoot inside the 7-Eleven or inside the Walmart or something like that?
Look at a what?
Looking a hoot.
Well, who are you, Russell Wilson, saying that was a hoot?
But you get my point, right?
Just say look at a mess, bro. I know.
But I had to make my point.
He said look at a hoot. I've never heard anybody under 90 say that.
First of all, how many people over 90 do you know?
Put it this way, I've never heard anyone under 60 say that was a hoot.
That's better. But hi, I'm Ed, and I use looking a hoot. I'm 27.
He said,
doesn't know my age, heard that. They can do that.
He said a hoot.
So I was at church Tuesday,
right?
And my uncle made a very, very good point with this. So back then, you saw a lot more of black people. Do you think you saw a lot of black people walking around with do-rags and bonnets and scarves and pajamas walking to the store? If you could sit there and imagine the 1940s and 50s and 60s, do you imagine yourself seeing that with black people walking in the store, just walking around doing whatever?
No.
Why?
Well, I mean, because it was the 40s and 50s. I don't think a lot of people could go. A lot of black people could go in the stores.
Well, walking out in the public, because yes, you can walk out in the public, or let's just say they're walking around Black Wall Street.
Okay,
whatever Black Wall Street you want to walk around. If you were to take a field trip in the time machine to Black Wall Street while it's built, whether it's built before the massacre or after the massacre, do you think you see any of the situations that we're talking about right now?
No.
Why?
Pride.
Where did they go?
No idea.
This is what he was saying. That then you had to look like something. Now that we've gotten all these freedoms, and I mean, it's still things you have to fight for, but that's another story for another time.
By the way, I don't mean to cut you off. Jazz is back on Impact, not as a wrestler, but Jordan Grace is turning heel. Oh, and Rachel Ellerling is there. I think that's.
I heard that she's getting ready to turn on Rachel.
Yeah. That's where we're at right now.
Okay. So she's probably going to try to talk some sense into Jazz.
Yeah. Oh, no, Jazz. Yeah, Jazz and Jordan.
Or Jazz is going to try to talk some sense into Jordan, my fault.
Yeah, whichever way it goes. I don't think it's going to work. It's not going to work, though. It's probably going to build to a match of Slammiversary.
Yeah, she should get an assignment for that.
Either Jordan versus Jazz or Jordan versus Rachel.
Either or, I'm for it. Yeah. But he made that point, and it was like it makes a lot of sense now because the big thing now is everybody's feeling like they're being empowered by doing what they want to do. And you see, I've seen people say that the reason why women are so strong now is like, no, women have been strong.
Yeah,
women have been strong since day one.
Women have been strong since they could push other humans out of their bodies.
My points. Women have been strong since.
I don't think you can get better than that.
I know you can't, but I'll still use this example of Esther.
Yeah, that too. Ooh, Joan of Arc.
So many different so many different women, and to try to sit here and act like y'all just got strong now is, in my personal opinion, spitting on the buku amounts of strong women that have come before you.
Like Joan of Arc.
Like Esther. Like Rosa Parks. Like Harriet Tubman. I can't think of more either, so don't try.
No, I was about to give one off. I was about to get one off the wall, like
just
like AOC.
Who?
Like AOC.
I have my personal.
Okay, fine. Michelle Obama.
But she's more current, though. I was thinking historically.
Okay. Cleopatra?
Sure.
He said sure.
Sure. But that's just something I feel like that we've kind of gotten away from. And I understand that people are going to take offense to that because we take offense to everything nowadays. Like let's call a spade a spade. Anything like she said that, and I truly believe she came from a place of love. Because I thought the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, no, because based on those stuff, she's right.
If you go walk in here with me, you gotta take that do-rag off your head. You got your hair braided up, looking good. Why are you walking around here hiding that away? Go in here and look like somebody. You never know who you're gonna see in there. So, and I guess that's just my morale when I go, not for myself, because again, now that I know more people within the area, networking is a thing. No, you never know who's going to see me from this, even though we don't have too many. Like right now, we're starting off small, but you never know who you're going to see as we continue to grow. They're like, oh snap, you're that guy from the Unbonded podcast, and I'm walking out here in a ripped up t-shirt and my Dragon Ball Z pajamas. Or even worse, I'm walking around with my pants hanging under my butt.
How did that dude saying in that song by Earth Gang, and all the little boys walking around with their pants hanging down to the ground?
So it's just one of those things where I feel like representation is more than what we are looking at, because we have to be the representation as well. It's not, and I know a lot of people are, when I say that, they're gonna automatically go to respectability politics.
Can we talk about that right quick? What? Representation. So it's Pride Month.
Mm-hmm.
Right, it's Pride Month. Have you heard the story? I don't know if you've seen the video. Have you seen anything related to a 12-year-old black kid being, how should I put this, abused for being gay by his family members? Have you seen this or anything related to it? You haven't?
Abuse, period, is horrible.
All right. So I'm gonna send you this. I mean, because it was. I couldn't watch it because I don't like
abuse.
That, and then so the problem was the conversation of that came up was of pride that in the black community. You know what I mean? Like how people of color react to this in the gay community. So in their community, and it's frustrating. What's weird about it is that there's this to me, the way somebody put it is heteronormativity, which is denoting or relating to a worldview that promotes heterosexuality as the normal or preferred sexual orientation. So, as you know, I am asexual. Oh, by the way, the opposite of this, another way this means is the opposite of that is called is by contrast the word queer, which, as you know, back in the day was kind of looked at as kind of a bottom term to refer to somebody in that community. So, fun fact, here's something that a dear friend of mine exposed to me because I was not too sure. I didn't find out, but I was like, as you know, I'm asexual. So that term means that, well, you know what it means. I don't have to go into what it means. But being asexual, that means that technically anything that is not hetero is looked at as what? As queer. So we need to change how we look at this. I had a conversation with my dad. I was like, there's no reason. It is insane how we can't why we can't let people be who they are, no matter how old they are. And then you can't say, oh, it's television, because it's not always television. It's not always, liberal ideas. And sometimes it's just human.
Here's my thing. I agree. My thing is, there is a thing where you can be able to let people be who they are, but not 100% agree. And this is something that I was listening to. I forget who the podcast was. They were talking to Angela Stanton King, who has been known for a lot of situations going on. She had a big thing with her son, now daughter, and she was actually brought on by the host of that show, who is a transgender woman. Who they are close. They've been close for years, and she understood once she was able to. She got her platform to actually talk about what was going on. It made more sense of why she was like that, and I know people saw the disrespect that came off to her daughter or her son, whichever way you want to look at it. But what was not talked about was the fact that the child was outright disrespectful to her as well. So respect goes both ways, regardless. And yeah, you're right. There are hetero individuals who are just ridiculously rude and just evil to people in the LGBTQ community. And that is horrible. I agree.
So here's another thing about that.
It's the same thing on the reverse. So my issue is that we have this issue where nobody wants to be able to say your lifestyle isn't my lifestyle, but at the same time, you're still human. So I have nothing but respect for you because of that.
It's just,
And
I don't know.
that's
And
why
then I don't like the idea that here's the thing. So then along with that, it's like you're saying. So if you have a kid, like I've talked to other people about this, and they say like, especially some of my coworkers, they're like, if I ever have a kid and if they have kids and he turns out to be gay, like, and then they said they're going to, turn to violence to that, and I'm like, that's not the way to go about it. That's stupid. That's fucking dumb.
Violence is
because I'm saying and then a lot of people say like if a gay man ever come on to them, like a lot of black men are like, if a gay man ever come on to them, they turn to violence. That's fucking dumb. First of all, don't flatter yourself. Like, I think a lot of I think a big part of toxic masculinity to his point is like where you flatter yourself. You think you can get anybody, and when that a certain type of people don't want, like, are coming on to you, you feel offended. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think because
that is a serious issue.
Yeah, because I'm like, I feel like part of that is like, if like, dude.
But that comes in with that pride situation, and not the. And I mean, this is one of those bad side of pride. This is what Jacob was talking about when he said pride is the devil.
Right.
And what you're explaining is that pride that you feel like you got so much juice that you feel like a gay man is just going to come on to you and you don't like that.
Right. I know. And that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Some of these guys flatter themselves. Like, most guys, like, you really think, like, I mean, I'm all for self-esteem and think highly of yourself, but.
Me too. I mean, you see the change in who I and how my confidence has grown, but I'm not cocky at the same time.
Yeah, I'm not cocky enough to say, like, I'm not cocky enough to believe that, if a gay man ever, like, I told myself, like, if I ever find myself getting complimented by a gay man, you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say thank you. That's gonna boost my confidence.
What else you gonna say?
Exactly. Like,
now if he asked me for a damn, like, I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But
if my case is different. My case is different.
I was like, cool, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna let him know easy, but at the same time, I'm like if he gives me a compliment, I'm like, yo. Like, I'm probably gonna spend the rest. I'm probably gonna tell everybody I know. Say, hey, guess what happened to me? Something good happened to me. You know what I mean? That'll make my whole day.
I feel like that shouldn't just be I don't see why you can't compliment a dude. Period.
That's what I'm saying.
No homo. No. I shouldn't say no homo, but you get my drift.
Yeah, like new trend. Normalize giving men compliments.
Which it should be normalized. I don't care for the term normalized. But,
you know what I mean.
But no, I agree in this situation. I agree, because we have this thing where we can't show love to men, and that's part of why, especially black men, and that's part of why we have this issue within our community that we have now.
Yeah.
Which you remember I was talking about the Who I Smoke video. Oh, it's deeper than Who I Smoke, bro. I don't know if I should send you the video.
Don't, please.
You might get mad.
I don't want to. I don't like. And you know me for a long time. What is one thing I don't like doing?
Getting mad.
Yes, unless it's over Monday Night Raw, I will get furious at that.
But no, I got mad, but then I got heartbroken at the same time, because the fact that a lot of these individuals in these rivaling gangs were friends or are cousins.
Yeah.
So you're letting some foolishness really deter you from family and showing love to people. And in all honesty, whether you're black, white, purple, green, to be clear, as far as I'm concerned, we still need love. I don't care if you're a polar bear. I love polar bears.
They're dangerous, though.
I love polar bears.
They are dangerous.
I've never seen a polar bear in my life, but I love polar bears. And I think that's really a lot of the issue that we have. I mean, if you go to the Bible, what is the strongest law? What is the strongest thing you have?
Love.
There you go. It all comes back down to that. And so I saw Alex made a post on
was it faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love.
Yeah. And then
it's also one of the fruits of the spirit: love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, so faith, meekness, and temperance.
So it is all over the place. And then Alice put a TikTok up. And, it was a Christian. I guess he was Christian. They said if you're not a Christian, he's going to make you meet Jesus. Like that's not of God.
No, not love. Okay. Can we also talk about that? All right, for all of you Christians who are like using Christianity to justify your let's be honest. Let's be honest. Be honest with yourselves, even though that's going to be very hard for you. It is not. You're using Christianity to justify your hatred and borderline like bigotry towards people in that community.
Here's my thing.
It's not even like slight, disagreement.
It's one thing to disagree.
Yes, no, you're right.
But when you take that disagreement and are beating it over somebody's head, that's where it goes from disagreeing with love to just flat out hatred. Bigotry. And I do need to say bigotry is the refusal, and I'm paraphrasing, to respect someone's opinion.
Yeah, and I got you.
I'm pretty close on because I had to do a whole TikTok on it with somebody in the community that was being very
bigotry is obstinate or unreasonable attachment to a belief, opinion, or faction, in particular, prejudice against a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular group.
What's the dictionary you reading for that?
Google.
It was another one that I saw.
It's French.
It looks French.
The bigotry, the devil is prejudice and the state of being intolerant.
Intolerance. There's the word right there. So tolerance means that you can disagree with somebody, which I think that's something that we have to understand. We're humans.
Yeah. Take this for example.
Meant to agree.
Take this for
example. Our over 10-year friendship has been based on nothing but disagreements constantly.
He's a Seahawks fan. I'm a Cowboys fan.
We disagree more than we agree.
He watches WWE. I would rather do better things with my time. But he watches Monday Night Raw. I would rather do better things with my time.
And say within our disagreements, we're still friends.
Yeah.
And that's where we are. That's where we're missing as individuals.
Like I asked him to go die with me earlier today.
I mean, if you're trying to die, I mean, I've already done it.
I just want to try it because you say you try it.
Are you sure? What? I mean, which one we doing? The legs are death.
Legs are death.
The legs are death.
Have you done arms?
I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to be in pain.
Have you tried the arms one yet?
No, I just stumbled on the arms.
All right, let's go arms then.
For those who did not know what's going on, when we're talking about dying, we're talking about working out. EC3 has posted all his workouts and whatnot on his Instagram and
called Free the Narrative. He calls it Free the Narrative, which is also a series of wrestling matches he's had with some pretty good stars.
His match with Cardona is going to be on Fight.
Yep. His match with Moose is on YouTube already. So, because he did it with Moose, he did it with Pero, he did it with Cardona.
The dog?
He did it with a couple, huh?
The dog?
No.
He had a match with a dog?
No, Pero. It's a wrestler.
I thought you said Pharaoh. I was like Cody's dog?
Pero. Parrow. It's really good, actually.
I'm about to say Cody's dog is in the business now?
So yeah.
Yo, shout out to the business.
Yeah.
Shout out to the business, man. You know who you are. Shout out
also, shout out to Sami Callihan for his engagement to Jessica Havoc. Congratulations.
Get Billy up here, man. Because I want to be able to laugh about the reason why I met him.
Yeah, I almost had the chance to meet him.
I met Billy afterwards.
I almost had the chance to meet Sammy Callahan, but we remember Billy. So I mean,
Billy was hilarious, man.
He was hilarious. Speaking of Chris Bay is going to fight Petey Williams next week.
Ooh.
And then the Good Brothers and Kenny Omega are going to fight Sammy Callahan, Moose, and Chris Sabin. Keep in mind, Moose and Chris Sabin are going to fight each other at Slammiversary. So
yeah, Hoodfoot Billy match happened already?
It was supposed to, but apparently Billy couldn't make it, and they had to reschedule it.
Dang, I was anticipating that after what he did.
That was still that's
menace.
That is a moment of the year, easily, because that
a menace.
That was menace. That was brilliant.
I always knew that Billy was not good. I'm not going to use his first name when he first started wrestling because I know he wants no parts with that company.
Yeah. So there's that, and then
new music, and then I think that's all I got. Oh, shout out to Pandemic P as well.
Oh, speaking of which,
2 free throws that would have gave him a 3-point lead.
Shout out to Ben Simmons for being him,
for being the most, in the words of Chisel the Don, is the most talented bum.
He saw that video. He didn't have to do that to that man,
but. It's at a point now where you got to. I understand that he's not a shooter, but there were points in that game where he had open layups, and who's covering him? This dude is 6'10", a 6'10" one guard, and they were going against who? Trae Young. If you don't go ahead and body that boy.
It looks like it's 18-17 in the first because it just started.
What? And CP's back.
Yeah.
I think it's Suns in 4.
You think so? That's what everybody's saying.
All right, I'll say 5. So far, the only one scored is Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, and Jay Crowder and Ayton.
Also, shout out to whoever made that black and blue, the black and blues on the trombone.
Well, that's a trombone special.
That was phenomenal.
Looking at new music for that's dropping tomorrow. The Hustle Still Continues by Juicy J. Tyler, the Creator, is dropping Call Me If You Get Lost. BFB, the Pat Man. And I don't know who this guy is, but I'm listening to this album just because of the name of the album. Fat Niggas Lead Love too. Currency's dropping something. Welcome to Jet Life Recordings 2. Doja Cat, we don't care.
Nobody cares.
Let me see if I'm missing something. Because right now this list looks pretty mid. I mean, I'm going to listen to this BFB the Pac-Man, and I'm waiting for these XXL freestyles to come up. But right now they're just doing the ABCs. Here we go. So yes, the Tyler, the Creator, Call Me If You Get Lost is an album. Logic's dropping an album. I thought he was retiring.
I was thinking the same thing.
So the YS collab, I guess it's collab.
Young Sinatra.
Ski Mask. Since the mixtape. Would you like Ski Mask?
You know me. I'm very picky.
He got bars, bro. Division dropping a song featuring Ty Dolla $ign. Oh yeah, I'm listening to that. It's featuring Ty Dolla $ign. If you know anything about featuring Ty Dolla $ign, that means it's gonna slap. Kyle is dropping Love Me Like You Say. I like Kyle. I think that's it. These other guys, I don't know who that is. Tell Tyler Keep It. What's up with the Tyler hate? But anything else for you?
No, I ain't got nothing.
All right, me neither. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, peace, love, and Pop Tarts. We out of here.